The special court in Juba met again on Friday for another hearing in the case involving first Vice President Dr. Machar and 7 other accused persons. The hearing focused on a request that had earlier been made by the prosecution. Instead of hearing long oral statement from the accused person, the prosecutions wanted the court to allow them to submit a written statement. According to the prosecution, this would save time and help the court finish the case more quickly. However, the judges did not agree with that request. The court ruled that the application had come too early and decided that the trial should continue under the normal criminal court process. This means the accused person will continue presenting their defense according to the existing court procedures. Before we continue, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to tap the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell, so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. During the hearing, the lead prosecutors explained why the prosecution wanted written statement. He said that listening to long oral testimony from every accused person could take many days or even weeks. He argued that written statement would allow the judge to read the information while still giving the accused person an opportunity to explain their side of the story. From the prosecution point of view, this would make the trial faster without removing the right of the accused. The prosecution believed that using written statement could help the court avoid unnecessary delay. This request was first submitted in late June, and the judges considered it before giving their ruling during Friday's hearing. The lawyers representing the accused person strongly opposed the request. According to the defense argued that this is a criminal case where every accused person has important legal right. According to the defense, one of those rights is to appear before the court and give oral testimony if they choose to do so. The defense lawyer told the judge that saving time should never become more important than protecting the right of people standing trial. He said every accused person should have the opportunity to explain their case directly before the judges, even if this takes longer. The defense asked the court to reject the prosecution request. After considering both arguments, one of the judges read the court decision. The judge said the prosecution application was premature. In other words, the judges believed that the request had been made too early in the court process. Because of that, the court dismissed the application. The judge said the trial should continue following the normal criminal procedures already established by law. The court also reminded both the prosecution and the defense to handle the case professionally and honestly. The judge encouraged both sides to respect the legal process and maintain integrity throughout the trial. After making the ruling, the court continued hearing evidence. Attention then turned to the third accused person, Member of Parliament Gadwilam. The judge asked him several questions about a press conference that was held in February 2025. One important question was whether he organized the press conference by himself or whether it was a decision made together with other leaders from Nasser and Ulang counties. Gadwilam Poch answered that the event was not his personal decision. He told the court that the press conference had been agreed upon by lawmakers representing 2 counties. According to his testimony, it was a collective decision rather than an action taken by one individual. The judge also wanted to know when he was arrested. Mr. Gadui Lampoch told the court that he was arrested after the press conference. He stated that security officer arrested him on March 11, 2025. Gadui explained that the arrest took place at Kololo Junction in Juba. The court also asked what happened to his mobile phone. Mr. Gadui Lampoch said they were taken by force during the arrest. He further claimed that his phone password was obtained without his consent. This statement became part of the court record as the hearing continued. The prosecution will have an opportunity to respond during later stage of the trial. After hearing the testimony, the presiding judge ended Friday's session. The next hearing has been scheduled for Monday, July 20, 2026. During the next court session, judges are expected to hear from another accused person, Lieutenant General Gabriel Doblam, who serves as the acting chief of staff of the SPLA-IO. His testimony is expected to become another important part of this long-running case. Many people inside and outside South Sudan continue to follow the proceeding closely. Each hearing provides new information, but the legal process is still far from complete. Besides First Vice President Dr. Riek Machar, several other individuals are also standing trial in this case. Some of the accused are political leaders, while others previously served in military position. Dr. Riek Machar remains under house arrest. The other accused person are being held in detention facility operated by the National Security Service in Juba. The prosecution has brought several serious criminal charges against the group. These include murder, conspiracy, terrorism, treasons, destruction of public property, and crime against humanity. However, it is important to remember that these are accusations made by prosecutors. The accused persons have denied all the charges. No final judgment has been delivered. The court has not yet determined whether any of the accused are guilty or innocent. That decision will only come after all evidence has been presented and the judges have carefully considered the case. Let's look at the background to the case. The charges are connected to an event that took place in Nassau County during March 2025. According to the prosecution force linked to the SPLA-IO and the Norway Army, attack a military base belonging to the South Sudan People Defense Force, also known as SSPDF. Prosecutors claim that many soldiers were killed during the fighting, including a senior military commander. They also allege that military equipment worth millions of dollars was destroyed or taken. The defense rejects these allegations. The accused maintain that they are not responsible for the crime described by the prosecution. Because of this difference position, the court must carefully examine witnesses, documents, and other evidence before reaching any conclusion. That is the purpose of the ongoing trial. Well, this case has attracted attention across South Sudan and internationally. Many citizens see it as one of the country's most significant legal proceedings in recent years because it involves senior political and military figures. Supporters of the trial hope that the court will carefully examine all available evidence before reaching a fair decision. Others continue to stress that every accused person deserves a fair hearing and the opportunity to defend themselves according to the law. Whatever the final outcome may be, the court decision is expected to have an important impact on South Sudan's political and legal landscape. For now, the proceedings continue and the public will have to wait for more hearing before any final verdict is announced. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel and this is your first time, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video you can be notified. Let's meet on the next video.